Zigzag ended Dr. Ashok Krishnan's clinic and Zigzag entertained the children and the final conclusion. Let us see detail in the book. Take your textbook now.
Dear children, take the page number 52. See the passage 9. Then perching comfortably on a curtain rod, Zigzag dropped one wizened eyelid in another salmon wink as he sank his beak into a palmgova. Don't worry children, Visu comforted as he left, noticing how disappointed they looked when Zigzag stubbornly refused to say a single word to them, even though they tried speaking to him in English, Hindi, Tamil and French. Just wait till Zigzag settled down in this new home. Then you can have a great time listening to him. As it happened, the children did not have to wait more than 10 minutes to have a great time listening to Zigzag, for as soon as Visu left, Zigzag, still perched on the curtain rod, went off to sleep, and the moment he fell asleep, he began to snore. And what a snore it was! Shrill wheeze. It began as a soft, grumbling sort of rumble, much like that which the stomach of a mildly hungry dinosaur might have made. That it grew louder and louder and louder until it sounded as if a herd of elephants with a cold was trumpeting angrily in the room. Fish. Zigzag's snore bounded their eardrums, still their heads ached. In vain did they try to wake the snoring bird. 21 languages he supposed to know, snorted Mrs. Krishnan. Yet this bird chooses to communicate only in Snorish, Snories, Snorian, Snorigly, Snorlo. Explanation. Zigzag sat on a curtain rod and started to eat guava. The family members tried to talk with the bird in English, Hindi, Tamil and French, but it refused stubbornly to speak with them. So, Visu convinced the children. After Visu had left, Zigzag went off to sleep and began to snore. Author described the snore like that which the stomach of a mildly hungry dinosaur might have made. Then snore sound grew louder and louder, and it sounded as if a herd of elephants with a cold was trumpeting angrily. Zigzag snore bounded their eardrums, still their heads ached. They tried to wake up the bird, but it was all in vain. Mrs. Krishnan expressed disapproval angrily. 10th passage. I thought it was scientific fact that birds couldn't snore, said Maya, trying to squirt it water from a small water pistol at Zigzag to wake him, and bedding most of the curtains, the walls and a sofa instead. African witch doctors' birds do not obey scientific rules. Aravind was annoyed that his best imitations of a raging lion, a hungry hyena and a ferocious dog had failed to draw Zigzag out of his deep slumber. Now he tried his loudest, most frightening coyote call, but Zigzag slept on undisturbed and snored on. In total despair at their failure to wake Zigzag or at least stop him snoring, they shut themselves in the bedroom that was furthest away from Mrs. Krishnan's studio, where Zigzag was creating terrible din. Mrs. Krishnan was just unraveling a roll of cotton wool to stuff in her ears when they heard their maid, Lakshmi, shrieking as if she had been electrocuted. Hearts hammering, they rushed to the studio to find Lakshmi dancing and clapping her hands excitedly as she yelled, "We have been blessed. We have been truly blessed. It's raining papaya and bananas in this room." Explanation. Maya forced the water from a small water pistol towards the bird to wake up, but it was wetting most the curtains, the walls, and a sofa. Maya thought and said that it was a scientific fact that birds couldn't snore, but Aravind said that African witch doctors bird not to obey scientific rules. He made different sound like raging lion, hungry hyena, a ferocious dog, and quiet. It didn't disturb the bird's sleep and it continued to snore. So they went to bedroom and shut the door. Mrs. Krishnan packed her ears with cotton wool. When they heard the woman servant Lakshmi screaming with fear as if she had been electrocuted, they rushed to the studio with a heart pumping hard. Lakshmi was clapping and dancing and shouted that they had been blessed. It was raining papayas and bananas in that room. Page number 53, 11th passage. They froze in horror. Lakshmi had apparently switched on the fan on which Zigzag had left some fruits and nuts. Half-picked fruit streamed off the fan, dampening even Lakshmi's enthusiasm as a guava landed on her cheek with a soft squeeze and one walnut hit her forehead with a loud smack. One slice of overripe papaya came whizzing off the fan and they watched it helplessly. Its whole horror splattered all over Mrs. Krishnan's unfinished masterpiece, Sunset at Marina, spreading streaks of gooey orange bulb and shining black seeds all over it. Mrs. Krishnan groaned tragically and looked ready to shoot Zigzag, but he was saved by the bell. The telephone bell. They answered one call after another as all the neighbors ran up to demand what the awful grievous sound was it if they could please have some peace. And through all this commotion, Zigzag slept on unconcerned and snored on. Explanation. The family members froze in horror. Lakshmi had switched on the fan on which Zigzag left some fruits and nuts. The ceiling fan was running. Half-picked guava landed on maid's cheek and walnut hit her forehead. One slice of overripe papaya splattered all over Mrs. Krishnan painting, spreading orange bulb and shining black seeds all over it. Mrs. Krishnan groaned sadly and looked ready to shoot zigzag, but it was saved by telephone bell. The neighbors rang and asked what the sound was and requested to leave them to have some peace. But Zigzag slept on and snored continuously through all this commotion. 12th passage. Finally, an exhausted Mrs. Krishnan rang up her husband. I am going crazy with the sound of Zigzag snoring, plus all these angry telephone calls, and my beautiful painting. Here her voice cracked. You know Mrs. Junjunwala, the art critic who lives upstairs? Well, she heard Zigzag snoring and had the cheek to telephone and asked me whether I could sing a little softly when I took my singing lesson. Please contact Somu and find out what we should do. Dr. Krishnan came home as fast as he could after he had left an email message for Somu, asking him for clear instructions on how to stop Zigzag from snoring. Don't worry, he assured his downcast family. Somu will reply soon and we will discover there's some ridiculously simple way to stop Zigzag from snoring. Explanation. Finally, Mrs. Krishnan became tired and rang up her husband and said that she was going to mad, and added that all angry telephone calls, and particularly saying about Junjunwala's telephone call. Mrs. Krishnan requested her husband to contact Somu and find out what they should do. Mr. Krishnan came home as fast as he could after he sent email asking Somu for clear instruction how to stop Zigzag from snoring. And then he assured that Somu would reply soon and they would discover simple way to stop Zigzag from snoring. 13th passage. 6 days passed. 6 frantic days of checking their email day and night. 6 torturous days of having the deafeningly loud screams resound in their home. Most nerve-wrackingly, Maya complained that she had a permanent rumbling sound in her ears even when she was miles away from home, and that her ears ached all the time. Aravind confessed that for the first time in his life, he was actually looking forward to going to school, considering it was as calm as a monastery compared to their house. Mrs. Krishnan had lost interest in painting. Zigzag could sometimes wake up briefly when he wanted to eat some fruit, and sometimes he would sit on the veranda looking sulky and bored as he stared at the sunset at Marina Beach, the real view, not the painting lying forlorn in one corner, ruined by streaks of hardening papaya. Zigzag never spoke to anyone, though everyone tried several times and in several languages to speak to him kindly. He only slept and snored. Explanation. 6 days passed. They checked email day and night. Tortured snoring sound echoed all days. It affected their nervous system. Maya complained that she had a permanent rumbling sound. Aravind confessed that he was looking forward to going to school, considering it was as calm as the house. Mrs. Krishnan had lost interest in painting. Sometimes Zigzag would wake up and eat some fruits. He would sit on the veranda sometime and stare at sunset at Marina Beach painting, which drawn by lying of hardening papaya. Zigzag never spoke to anyone, though everyone tried several times and several languages to speak to him. He slept and snored only. 14th passage. On the 7th day, Dr. Somu's email arrived. It was, as Dr. Krishnan predicted, ridiculously simple. It read, I have never heard Zigzag snore. In fact, Zigzag only ever sleeps. Love Somu, if you're finding it difficult, ask my cook Visu to keep Zigzag. That does it, said Mrs. Krishnan. Fine, Visu, I will not keep Zigzag here another minute. Calm down, dear. I am leaving for my clinic now. Can't it wait till? No, it's now. Mrs. Krishnan was adamant. I have invited some friends and all experts to come home and choose my painting for the exhibition. This feather snoring monster will drive us all mad. Come on then, Zigzag, called Dr. Krishnan nervously, wondering how he could locate Somu's cook Visu. Why don't you wait in the car, Zigzag? He suggested. When they reached his clinic, his heart sinking at the thought of Zigzag's ear chattingly loud snore, adding to the din of sobs and shrieks produced by the tiny patients waiting for him. On the 7th day, Dr. Somu's email arrived. It read that Somu never heard Zigzag snore. In fact, Zigzag only ever sleeps, and if they were finding it difficult, ask his cook Visu to keep it. Mrs. Krishnan told Krishnan to find Visu and added that she would not keep Zigzag there another minute. Mr. Krishnan said to calm down, and she was leaving for a clinic then, and he asked whether it couldn't wait till. Mrs. Krishnan refused adamantly and said that she had invited some friends and experts to come home and choose her painting for exhibition. The Zigzag would drive them all mad. Dr. Krishnan called Zigzag nervously to come on then and wondered how he could locate Somu's cook Visu. He suggested Zigzag to wait in his car. When they reached his clinic, he thought Zigzag loud snoring and screaming sound of his tiny patients waiting for him. Here children, take the page number 54, passage 15. But Ziggy Zaga, king of Donga, was not accustomed to being kept waiting and was already making his way to the clinic, where he perched himself on the nurse reception table. Don't you dare sleep, Dr. Krishnan warned Zigzag fiercely as he went towards his room. He had hardly walked through the swinging half door that separated his clinic from the waiting room when he heard a strange voice say, "You are there in the blue t-shirt, don't jump on the sofa, and you in the red dress, don't swing on the curtain." It was Zigzag's voice, clear and commanding. There was a pin drop silence in the room as everyone waited, open mouthed, for Zigzag's next sentence. Dr. Krishnan was amazed. Gone was Zigzag's bored and grumpy expression. Instead, the bird looked happy and alert as it went about the job it had been trained for. First with the African witch doctor and then with Dr. Somu. Dr. Krishnan's clinic, usually a noisy sea of tears and tantrums, was transformed into a calm, orderly place as Zigzag efficiently soothed the frightened patients, scolded the naughty ones, and made the crying ones smile. And if his yarn-digging song and recitations of French poetry reduced the children to helpless laughter instead of tears, he didn't look as though he minded. And best of all, Zigzag never slept and snored, even for a second. Explanation. Zigzag was not accustomed to wait, and he went to clinic, sat on the nurse's reception table. Dr. Krishnan warned not to sleep, and he went towards his room. He heard strange voice say that, "You there in the blue t-shirt, not to jump on the sofa, and you in the red dress, not to swing on the curtain." It was Zigzag's voice, and commanding. There was a pin drop silence. Dr. Krishnan was amazed. Zigzag's bored and grumpy expression was gone. The bird looked happy and alert. It went about the job and trained for the first the African witch doctor and then Dr. Somu. Dr. Krishnan's clinic was transformed into calm. Zigzag soothed the frightened, scolded the naughties, and made the crying ones smile. It sang yarn-digging song and recited French poetry. It made the children to laugh. Zigzag never slept even for a second. Now take the page number 55, 16th passage. Never had a morning pass so quietly and peacefully for Dr. Krishnan. When the last patient had left, he called Zigzag to his room. Zigzag flew in and sat on the table, scratching the bird under its beak. Dr. Krishnan sighed and said, "Somu was right after all. You are an absolute treasure. I never realized what he meant when he called you a great help. Why didn't you tell me? You would prefer to be at my clinic instead of snoring like that to show you were bored. What do we do now? No one wants you back at home now. They want me to leave you with Visu." Just then the telephone rang. It was Mrs. Krishnan, sounding very pleased with herself. "You know, Mrs. Junjunwala, the art critic, she chuckled. She doesn't want me to exhibit Sunset at Marina. She bought it for herself for ₹5,000. Isn't that the painting the papaya fell on?" Yes, Mrs. Krishnan was laughing heartily now. I had left it in one corner and she chose to buy it, saying she loved my new technique of painting. She simply adored those streaky orangey bits. She launched into fresh gales of laughter. But the way she said when she sobered down, I don't think we were fair to Zigzag. Shall we keep him with us at home just on trial for another week? Sure, agreed delighted Dr. Krishnan before he cleverly added, and I could always take him to the clinic every morning so that you can paint in the peace at home. My boy, he confided to Zigzag after matters were satisfactorily settled, giving the bird a trophy from his desk. You have your own strange way of showing your genius, a zigzag way, I would call it, wouldn't you? But Ziggy Zaga, king of the Donga, brought up on compliments as he was, didn't bother to reply. He just ate the toffee paper wrapper and all, and then lowered one wrinkling eyelid in a knowing wink. Explanation. Dr. Krishnan never had a morning passed so quietly and peacefully for like that before. When the last patient had left, he called Zigzag to his room. Zigzag flew in and sat on the table. Dr. Krishnan appreciated Zigzag. That it was an absolute treasure, as Somu said. Mrs. Krishnan called Dr. Krishnan and said happily that her papaya fill painting was bought by art critic Junjunwala for rupees 5,000 and added that art critic appreciate the painting well. Dr. Krishnan delighted and said he could always take Zigzag to the clinic every morning.
Lovely children.